is not a law-free zone. And I think that's clear from the prosecutions and sentencing. Today we're due sentencing for online behaviour. That's a reminder to everyone that whether you're directly involved or whether you're remotely involved, you're culpable and you will be put before the courts if you've broken the law. Today we're due sentencing for online behaviour. Today we're due sentencing for online behaviour.
Alright. Work. No, it doesn't work. Fucking thing. Right, about that. That works. Welcome everyone. You're lucky. Another day with a stream. Something that seemed very impossible just a few days ago. But we're back. That's right. Rixie to my... Well, can't say which side because of those drones up there. But he's sitting over there. Getting ready to... Whoa, dude. We have lots to do in the lab. So I think it'll be a short stream, but well, there'll be some hilarity. Hopefully do some science as well. That's important. And yeah, we'll wrap it up from there because it's already 3 p.m. and we have a 5 o'clock phone call to do, Commander Rixie.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So, right. So yes, we will be doing a Giga-Spiral stream, Housatonic edition, and I had another stream planned, but it popped up in my email, and well, it's just too good a low-hanging fruit not to pick over and rake over those coals, and that's what we're going to do. I apologise again for OBS not working correctly. There's no chat on screen, I'm afraid. I can see it in Rumble only. And if there's chat elsewhere, you're shit out of luck. So
I'll try to keep tabs on the Discord.
Okay.
So.
All right. So, yes, I think we should just dive straight in as the clock's ticking. And
As you said.
yes, and I'm a ticking. And I've just decided now, Charles, that
Yes, you are ticking.
every time I feel one coming along, I don't really feel them coming along, they just sort of hit me, but I'm just going to say nigger instead. Go full Tourette's.
Wow, you have come full circle.
Yeah. Nigger!
From a scientist to a victim. Let's see.
Yeah, I was hoping to say poetic justice, but maybe. Maybe.
Ticking. Anyway. Oh, shit, I need to put on my shirt. So, yeah, but go ahead and start.
Yes.
Switch over from Liverpool to Amyloid.
Yes, we all have them. That's right. Oh. Now, it's saying my sound is too hot. Mick Orcs. Can I close that one? Is that better? Okay. That seems... Is that better? All right. It seems so, but why is it peaking at such a low level? Try that. Does the sound okay? Someone put in Rumble chat. I think you can hear me. All right. Now it's still fucking doing it. God, I can't even raise my voice. Nigger! Nigger.
It sounded okay to me a minute ago.
Yeah, it's not what we hear, it's what they hear, and it's sort of overdriving somewhat, so it's somewhat okay now. Can hear you, no problem, says Bodicea.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad.
All right, so let's do this. Obviously, Streamdeck is not working, of course. Let's do main.
You put a crack pipe in my mouth.
And no Shogun Rikasu. Let's do this. Bing, there he is. And
Mordan Bean says, I want a hamster shirt.
yes, you can order a hamster shirt as soon as we put them on the page here. and but they are available. If you would like a shirt, please let me know. They are cool. 100 times the dose, straight to the heart. Amyloidosis. Yes, that's right. We do real science here, not that giga-spirally nonsense that some people are enamored by. So what I would encourage everyone to do is please bookmark McCairnDojo.com. There are links where you can follow me, and we should put Charles's on there as well. But Charles's PayPal is on there if you would like to send one to him. And
I'm looking for the shirt link now. I'll post it in the chat when I do.
yes, please. And
Those who want to purchase.
yes. So please hit that Rehypnol button. Oh God, I'm sick of Rehypnol, dude. Just it works, but it's tiring molecule, I would say. Anyway, that's just me and what I have to.
I mean, that is actually the point of that particular molecule.
Yeah, well, kind of works, I suppose. All right, so yes, of course, you can watch the stream live on there. If that's working. Yes, there it is, working. And of course, we won't take your data. You can get an email if you would like when we go live. You can register there as well. And I think that's about it. Just remind everyone that part of the jihad science is to maintain a data or video archiving. I'm not into all that PDF archiving. It's too academic, but wetalkyouListen.com or WTYL.live.
Well, at the moment, you can't PDF archive because your ResearchGate is gone.
Yes, which was I was going to explain that in the. Usually, I would have a set series of slides for housekeeping, which is I would show where you could find me for scientific work, and ResearchGate have decided to just delete entirely my profile. Now, why? I don't know. There are some spurious login attempts ongoing, or were, and but anyway, my ResearchGate account has been taken offline, and I hope that's not a prelude to more intense taking offline. They're getting, as we say, a bit too close to the bone at the moment, so it is just pray that the dog keeps coming back for streams with Commander Rixie. That's what I would say.
Yep. I just dropped the link to the shirt shop directly to the shirt that we're both wearing into Rumble and Discord. So
Nice.
you can go there, purchase those, and the proceeds, any proceeds, just come right back to us.
Yes.
After cost. So
Yes, and much of those costs go to actually supporting a very valued member of the Discord who made that T-shirt. He needs help.
yes, he does.
Yes.
So please.
But any pennies that are left, they come back to us, help keep the lights on in the lab. Right. So yes, I don't have ResearchGate pages to show, so we can just dive straight into Giga-Spiral, the Housatonic edition, and well, I think it would just speak for itself as it's approximately, I want to say, 15 minutes, something like that. Yes.
Yeah, 17, but 15 without the intro.
Tommy, do you hear this?
Yes, I hear it.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll skip past the Lego intro. And it's on the screen there. All right. So this is how to tell the enemy within, folks. If you're not comporting to his purity standards, you are a traitor, a murderer, traitor and a murderer, and any combination thereof. A rapscallion. Nigger.
Well, I've been called a Nazi and a terrorist, so murder
Child's
is
play, Rick.
part of the course.
With you. Oh, yeah. Murderer yet?
Yawn. You're gonna do better than that. Let's see.
All right.
Man, that is a nice looking shirt.
Yeah, man, they're cool and nice material. I have to say, I recommend the is it Tri-Weave? Was it something like that?
Yeah, you and I are both wearing the Tri-Blend T-shirt. Although you can get it in a variety of different textile fibers. Yes,
Nanofibers.
yeah, nanofibers. If you want, so you have multiple options, but yeah, same picture.
Yes, same picture, and it is a classic. All right, so let's dive into the purity test that is how to identify all controlled people in COVID medical freedom movement.
Oh, preach it.
And, there's some Weasley types kicking around. I don't hold back when I think something is awry or amiss with someone or something or some group. And I do think it's important to maintain purity standards, I guess. But it gotta be mine!
But no spirals.
No
Spirals.
Just, mine, me. All right, so let's hit play and see where the purity spiral begins.
Oh, that's loud. Yeah, there we go.
Ah, they're not getting sound. Wait, there's no desktop audio.
What?
Ah.
It's really loud to me.
Yeah. Let's see. Desktop audio. Properties. That's not working, is it? Oh, there's no fucking sound working. What about if we do... just hit default. Try that. See if this works. No sound. Ah. And I don't want... I'm curious. All right, I've got to figure out how to play sound on the... All right, it's going to be a very, very short stream. Let's do this, and...
I mean, if we need to, I can summarize pretty quickly what it says.
What about if I add a source? Audio input capture, display capture. All right, let's call it that. Okay. And no, that's not what I want to do. Cancel. Do this. Properties. Do this. No. No, it's not working. This. Okay. Now, what happens now if I do display capture? Why doesn't it show there? Mixer. Sorry, folks. Where's that Bleak when you need him?
Someone else is saying audio is okay.
they can hear.
Yeah, they're saying they can hear us no problem.
Yeah, but they can't hear the video. It's not because like we can't hear the intro when it's playing, and we started to fix it, and that was prior to my brush with the local constabulary. Let's see. Hide. Let's do this vertical layout. Hide all. Desktop audio. Yes, this is odd. What did I call it? Desktop audio. Okay.
Well, as he's figuring that out.
Yes.
So once again, you can buy the shirts. I did receive a mail update. So the documentary that came out in theaters, but that magically you can't buy tickets for. So this is from the director. Just want to update the group that our team has decided to go live digitally on Monday, 10/28. Trailers and a larger social presence will begin tomorrow. Anyone interested in unique assets for their social channels, please contact me and we can coordinate. So I'm going to dig into figure out exactly what that means. But at the end of the day, that documentary that I was mentioning that I did 20 hours of filming for, that it will be live on streaming platforms, including Netflix, very, very soon. So we will try to. I'll try to get some links so that people can view it for free.
Okay, I might have solved it. Let's just see if this works.
Want to test it?
No, fuck.
We has things.
It means stopping the stream and restarting. Fuck. All right, we'll quickly do some science and then we'll wrap this up. And I've got more troubleshooting to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just provide like a super little quick like summary. Basically, for the first 6 or 7 minutes, he's talking about the use of ventilators and supplemental oxygen, and saying that plus opioid deaths is responsible for basically everybody that died of COVID, etc. And then he says, okay, there's a list of topics that if they're talking about these things and they're not talking about supplemental oxygen, then they are the enemy within, or in, as I would argue, the voices within his head. But amongst the topics that are verboten to discuss because that makes us controlled opposition include, ivermectin, medical freedom,
Gain of function,
furin cleavage sites, HIV inserts. There's a couple more, but you get the gist. So basically, everything that we're already talking about, plasma contamination. If we are talking about those things, and we fail to give proper credence to supplemental oxygen and its role in murder, in iatrogenesis, or iatrogenocide, and opioid deaths, then we have failed to fully cover the
treasonous rope.
That's correct. Well, that makes us treasonous murderers, I believe is the exact quote. So anyway, so there's the 17 minutes summed up in 90 seconds.
Yes. All right. So just we'll get straight to science and we'll get out of here. So there was an article that has come out as a preprint. I say it was yesterday, but days were a little blurry for me. what with the IV drip of Rohypnol.
You may want to change the view back to us. Right now, it still has your desktop.
It does.
Yeah, it doesn't have our cameras on.
Oh, strange.
Yeah, so.
What did I do there?
I'm pretty sure people would rather look at us in our sexy T-shirts.
I don't know. Not about that.
Or I guess you can just pull up the paper. Yeah.
Why are there no cameras on? It should be on.
Well, I'm watching live. I'm not seeing it.
All right. Order. Yeah, that's one. Order. Boom. All right. 2 cameras and the paper that we'll be looking at today. Yeah, I haven't even looked at it beyond the title itself, and but it is of interest because it's an important data point around which we should be looking. Because why are we looking? Because the premise being that they've initiated a form of warfare that most people just will struggle to comprehend, and it would be our contention that in the scope of biological warfare, they've cottoned onto the fact that they can weaponize protein misfolding and amyloids, and in doing so, basically you set up at a population level a very catastrophic set of circumstances, particularly as it intermixes with population decline. That it seems to be the direction that modern living seems to take us. But they want a few lickspittles running around causing them problems, and if they can get away with pumping you full of incapacitating next-gen amyloids, I think that they would be happy to do so. But this paper is of particular interest because it says, as a title, altered amyloid plasma profile in patients with disabling headaches after SARS-CoV-2 infection and vaccination. And this, by the very nature of the title itself, would fill the sort of causal criteria that we would want to be looking at with respect to has what we've seen just been the consequence of ill thought out policies or something more deliberate? And I would say it would plot to the more deliberate, and the fact that the title would describe the same pathology in this instance should make you all very concerned. So I haven't even looked at the PDF or abstract. I don't know the quality of the paper, but Department of Neurology, Oslo University. It's not a slouch of an institute by any stretch of the imagination. And very, how should we say, Scandinavian sounding names there. Very white, I should say. The doc approves. So, no, how I say it? All right. We'll forego the cheap jokes and let's just see what the abstract says. So, new onset persistent headache has been reported following acute COVID-19 disease and to some degree also after SARS-CoV-2 vaccination. So, hedging their bets straight away with saying that, well, it's the only people with problems would be those that primarily exposed to SARS itself. And it's only a sprinkling of individuals exposed to gene transfection technologies that basically cause your body to pump out these amyloids in all organs, basically. So already they're playing the game straight away. And, I guess they want to get their paper out. So Still, the mechanisms for these headache types are unclear. The purpose of this study was to assess levels of amyloid-related biomarkers in patients with persistent headache after COVID-19 and SARS-CoV-2 vaccine. In this prospective observational cohort, patients with severe headache as the dominating symptom of COVID-19 disease, N of 29, and SARS-CoV-2 vaccination, N of 31, had neurological assessments with reassessment after 6 months. Plasma levels of amyloid precursor protein, pregnancy zone protein, and cathepsin L1, and serum amyloid were measured by ELISA in relation to levels in healthy controls, an N of 16. We found a strong and persistent upregulation in amyloid precursor protein in patients with headache after COVID-19 as compared to the two other groups. At both inclusion and after 6 months, amyloid precursor protein levels were also increased in those with accompanying cognitive symptoms. In contrast, plasma levels of PCP were elevated in both headache groups as compared to healthy controls at inclusion and after 6-month follow-up, but with no relation to cognitive symptoms. Cathepsin was only elevated in those with COVID-19 associated headache at baseline, whereas serum amyloid showed levels comparable in all groups. In conclusion, altered plasma levels of soluble markers potentially reflecting changes in amyloid processing was found in patients with persistent headache after SARS-CoV-2 vaccine, and particular in those with persistent headache after COVID-19 disease, where we also found some association with cognitive symptoms. So, after this many years, I don't need to read the paper to think that, because that's all you can do with scientific paper is hope that the authors themselves have been rigorous in how they've done their study and they're honest actors in this space. And I'm not going to Giga-Spiral purity test in this instance, because I see too many data points point at this particular mechanism, and as a weaponizable mechanism, it's something that should sit higher up on people's priority list, let's say. All right, so I can do this paper in a few minutes, and then we can actually bounce real quick, because I bet you there's only a handful of figures.
Yeah, and I just want to throw out there, why is this paper important? Well, it just gets added to the growing corpus of information pointing to neurological impacts from the spike protein. And why does that matter relative? Why do we spend a much larger percentage of our time focusing on this?
Well, when we could be talking about fentanyl, sir.
And fentanyl, yes. Why do we spend an inordinate amount of time on this? Well, because if there's 70,000 fentanyl deaths a year, if billions of people have been jabbed with these neurotoxic amyloid producing issues, then that's not 70,000 people a year. That is hundreds of millions of people debilitated at a minimum, and ultimately shortened lifespan for hundreds of millions of people, and impaired cognitive function, and et cetera, et cetera. So it's not that the fentanyl deaths are unimportant, or that there wasn't iatrogenocide taking place inside the hospitals during the early stages of the pandemic. There's people dying right now from remdesivir poisoning because they're still using the same basic protocols in hospitals in October of 2024. We don't discount any of that stuff. But nonetheless, at least hundreds of millions of people, at a minimum, have been tagged with this problem, and we don't know what the full scale of the problem is, but we do know that it's exponentially times larger than the fentanyl crisis, which is a crisis. But if the fentanyl crisis is worthy of the word crisis, and I believe that it is, then what do you call this?
Yes, and the concern here as well is when they're talking about cognitive issues, a lot of people, they're walking around with just brainstem activity anyway. there's some of us out there who value the
Well, that's true. I mean, you know,
but
there are some mouth breathers out there.
yes, but well, I'm not saying, but it's the impact on the young. That's the concern here, right? Because us older types having sort of, I've definitely done half my life for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a degree of cynicism that builds with life and bruises and scars that you get along the way, but you sort of come to some. Say homeostasis is the wrong word, but you sort of
Homostasis.
no. I'm more want to get at like what you were showing me earlier, which was like the Palantir data and right.
Yeah, here I'll send it to you. That way you can put it up on the screen.
That it's important to be cynical of those that would make allusions to being of a better class than you, right? They're the ones that get to decide what's good for you and what's not. And if they're able to dull the spark of the minds of youth, then these people are allowed to essentially, you give them carte blanche to keep making. Did you send that?
I did. I sent it on Discord to you.
Discord. Here.
Yeah. So yes, there are. This is a multifactorial situation. It's not just one simple answer, and I presume he'll bring it up on screen here in a second. But basically, okay, I was just looking, as I want to do, as having some business background. I was looking at stocks this morning, and I was looking at Palantir, and I was like, you know what? I'm curious to know how much the stock price of Palantir has gone up in the 3 months since J.D. Vance was announced as the vice presidential candidate for Trump. And the answer is 63%, which is that's a pretty impressive rise in stock value. I calculated it out. That's an additional $36 billion in market capitalization, or basically the value of the company. So from basically $60 billion to $100 billion in 3 months. And when you compare it to the stock index that it's a part of, which is the NASDAQ is up 6% during that same 3-month period. So 10 times the performance of Palantir stock since the middle of July. I'm sure that's a coincidence. But once again, that's just one data point. So yes,
it's so we were talking earlier, and I was just saying what bothers me is where they convince people that there is a sort of organic, and you've just got to be pick the right, smart enough, etc., and you'll get by. And but it's not what's that song? Everybody knows the dice are loaded. Who sings that one? The Jewish dude. Everybody knows the dice are loaded.
I have no idea.
And he sang Hallelujah.
Buckley?
No, Buckley made a cover of.
Oh, okay. Leonard Cohen.
Leonard Cohen. Yes.
Yeah.
And do people know that the dice are loaded? That's the question here. And if people don't know that the dice are loaded and loaded in a particularly aggressive fashion, packed with explosive behind them and pointed at them so that the predator class can just come in and swoop down and suck up resources, then people stand no chance. And, I'm not a fan of gambling of any sorts. But, if people can make money by diligently following what companies do, etc., then who am I to say that they shouldn't be doing it? And I guess it's we're supposed to have things against insider trading, but what have we seen around COVID was essentially a whole bunch of insider trading. I want to say it was the what's it called, SEC, and how they got shot of like hotel stocks and airline stocks, etc., before they announced like pandemics and
there's a bunch of shorting, there was a bunch of bets placed on Moderna and stuff, etc. So
and
it's definitely
just
there.
pigs at the trough at this instance.
Yeah, I did. I want to correct. I had said 70,000 fentanyl deaths, and ironically, that number was in my head because I listened to. I was listening to J.D. Vance on Theo Von the other day, and he said 70,000. Of course, he comes from a rough area, and well, whatever you think of Vance. Anyway, I was listening to it.
I don't believe it's story.
But yes, it is more than. There is more than it's been for several years. It's been more than 100,000 fentanyl or more than 100,000 overdose deaths, So, which once again, we don't want to minimize that.
It's chemical warfare. That's chemical warfare. Right?
Yeah, and I mean, for 3 years, Kevin and I have been saying that's chemical warfare. He was saying it before I even first appeared on his show. He was talking about it being chemical warfare. So the fact that we're castigated as being treasonous murders because we don't devote massive amounts of time to that is ridiculous. Because, I mean, literally on the very first episode, if you go back from July 2021, we talked about how fentanyl is chemical warfare amongst many other topics. The very first time I was on the stream. So, so yes, we don't want to minimize that, but the people who aren't dying of overdoses are going to be dying from spike protein related disorders, and there's going to be even more of those. And so chemical warfare is one of those aspects. But once again, this paper that we were just showing, what was it? I remember a few months ago we showed how they were doing projections of pharmaceuticals in certain areas.
Oh yeah.
Alzheimer's projections for neurological and prion-related disorders. It was like it was going to exponentially jump over the next 5 years, and that was like a prospectus saying, "Hey, here's things you should invest in."
You're smart stock picks for this.
Yeah. So it's not just Palantir. This stuff is happening in all phases, and the smart money is saying that neurodegenerative diseases are about to explode. So I think we should listen to that. And
hey, you know what? Funnily enough, I got an invite to look at a case of neurodegeneration in non-familial, but so there's no known familial within the family of neurodegeneration. An 11-year-old boy.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And, it's not unheard of, but...
Wait, are you talking about CJD or...
They don't know. It's just neurodegenerative presentation, so it's presenting with sort of myoclonus and paralysis. And...
Okay, so less, not as far down the spectrum. I mean, there was a 19-year-old Alzheimer's patient.
Yeah, and again, it's not outside of the known medicine for that to sort of occur.
Well,
Right,
that was non-familial as well, as I recall. But I mean, it's still. I mean, ultimately, the point that we're making is that there's data points arising that are uh, highly abnormal and have never been seen in the literature before,
Mm.
and we tend to believe that that's the leading edge of something much bigger.
Mm. Yes, and the concern here is that they're only just getting warmed up. That's the real concern. All right, let's get back to the paper because actually I was correct. There's just one figure in there, and we
All right.
described it already. And so then we can jump out of here because I've got a hypno cold sweat down my back, Charles. I'm gonna go lay down. Shout nigger at the
All right. Oh my
at the
God.
ceiling. Where was it? So where was the paper's this one, right? So what do we see? Healthy controls, COVID vaccine, obviously. So what was it? Pregnancy zone peptide, I think that was serum amyloid, and the amyloid precursor protein, obviously, is standout in the sort of middle panel at the bottom there for C19 symptoms, and it just drops in that little. It's another little straw on the camel's back, I suppose. And I suppose from my perspective is like what can we do in this instance? And the thing to do is to keep testing. And if you want a fucking purity spiral, how about all those tens of thousands purloined from your pocket, Charles, by one gain of shotgun? Oh, please let it be
Judas.
gain of shotgun. Why didn't he get? Just to show people, we are moving forward. We're trying to get hardware off the Goya docks, which is proving painful. But that says mini ion. This is the beating heart of nanopore sequencer, and along with all the requisite
Accoutrement.
accoutrement. And yeah, it's not cheap, but it's well within the budget that was taken out of Charles' pocket by Judas, and he could have gone and tested his hypothesis about hot backgrounds very, very easily. Haven't done it. And that's the question you should be asking. Who's actually doing stuff, right?
He could have. Well, I can just say that he got an extra 6 figures beyond what I was able to make because he was there for an additional 15 months.
Whilst taking any mention of you out of that.
That's correct. Right, well, while erasing me from the historical record within the book that. So my 100 citations are still in there, but no mention of me, not even in the acknowledgments. But it is what it is. But yes,
so yeah,
with
there's an algorithmic list you can look at, and if they've engaged in that type of behavior, then you should be fucking shit canning them.
Right, but we are the treasonous murderers.
Yeah,
because we're not. You know how much. You know how many nanopore sequencers and all the accoutrement that Judas Cui could have purchased instead of his gumball machines. Several. Full sets with everything and done a whole bunch of science. And yet here we are.
Yep.
And yet here we are.
Start doing that epigenetic testing to just see who has what where. what got methylated and what didn't.
Yeah, but don't worry about that, Kevin, because that's not real, and neither is these figures on the screen. Yeah, that's not that's from supplemental oxygen damage, Kevin.
Yes. Yeah, all those hyperbaric patients. Just
What was it that what was it you said that if that's the case, what was it about hyperbaric?
yeah, they would just be being wheeled out of the hyperbaric chamber straight to the fucking ICU.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, shockingly, the hyperbaric chambers isn't killing all these people. I hadn't thought about that, but that was good.
But anyway, that's it. So yeah, we'll keep it mercilessly short, and I've got to pace myself, and I'm sort of
Look at that, exactly 1 hour again.
yeah. Sorry for the
Baby steps, guys.
yes.
Baby steps.
Yeah, and well, the thing is, I'll be going to the US, try and get myself set right.
But fret not, my friends, because we will do streams
Yes.
in absentia.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we will now that we've got the momentum going again, we're gonna keep doing this. So
Yeah. Well, there's Giga-Spirals to watch out for, and
it's true. It's
all
time
those,
for,
all
it's time
those
for more
people not
supplemental
talking
oxygen.
about the lethality of hyperbaric oxygen therapy.
Clearly, there's a conspiracy that's been missed.
You know, in Japan, you can just, they're everywhere. Like, old people use them all the time, and it's paid for. And
Well, that must be why so many people are dying from
right.
hyperbaric chambers. Then, I mean, of course, I could be wrong, but Japan's life expectancy didn't drop nearly as far as the United States did during the pandemic. So,
I mean, there has been a toll, obviously.
but I mean, despite being an older population, that's still, yeah.
They're fitter, healthier people, man. You know, there's stuff to learn from other groups, even if they aren't the favoured skin tones of that recalcitrant doctor on the internet who's got foul mouth. All right, that's it. I hope there's enough, and we'll get to doing more. So we'll sign out. Please support the work. It ain't cheap getting nanopores to sit next to you, and it's not cheap trying to get all the rest of the stuff off the docks in Nagoya. But we're working at it. All right, folks, take care, and we'll see you in the next one. All right,
Right.
laters.
Sayonara.
You are free. But I warn you, if you make any further inquiries, or if you say a single word to anyone about what you have seen, there will be the most dire consequences for you and your family. Do you understand?